Welcome back to your Caribou Data Science channel. This is Sunday afternoon, February 28, 2021. I'm going to be running my weekly or my bi-weekly or whatever COVID-19 analysis by age and sex, okay? First, we got to go out. We need to grab some data. The data, of course, comes from CDC. Let's try sex. So here's one. And here's two. Do different data sets, or say provisional COVID-19 deaths. Provisional is an interesting. A provisional death is one that's been reported, but for which a death certificate has not been received. Basically, okay. This report is updated every week on Thursday for the previous week. Okay, so the report ends on Saturday, but it's updated the following Thursday. Okay. So what's the other one we have over here? See, provisional counts, 19 death counts by sex, age, and week by the Disease Control Center. Okay. Let's go over here then. Let's come down to age and sex, state and week. And I believe I did actually fix the report so I don't have to go back and change the column names anymore manually. Let's put this inside of there. Let's change this to weekly. Let's change this back to all right. Now let's fire up our file for age and sex. And I believe I actually went and I fixed the column name. I changed reports so I don't have to make any everything is handled inside this program right now. Okay. For the last 7 days. So the report would have been the 20th. So we're looking for anything after 2-1, right? Let's just try this. 2-1. right? So this last week could have been for this week here. So so what we're looking for is 220. Okay. So we'll run this as section. You can see it's actually been since the 24th of January. I've actually run this when I ran this last report. And you can see here now. Okay. So we're going to come back over here. We're going to look for the weekly numbers. All right. Let's fire up some libraries. Let's read our initial data set. So what we see here now is date, state, end date, which we don't really need. Okay. All right, I got it now. Let's take a look at this right here. Date, state, end date. So let's take a look at weekly age. Okay. Right. So this would be the end date of the data, right? The date ends on C. Hmm. Okay. We need to come back over here. Make sure we understand the data we're looking at here. Okay. So description. Last week ending date of the date of period. The data as of this number here. The end date. Last week ending date of the data period. Okay, so the analysis is run on 224. But the end date is only is only 120. Huh. That's interesting. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Why is the end date only January 2nd? Okay, let's just continue on here. We're going to fix some date problems here. So now this will be the total COVID-19 deaths by age and sex. Source: Center for Disease Prevention and Control. All ages by date. So we're going to pull out here. We're going to pull out the all sex. Now you can see here. You can see that the males do have a few more deaths. So kind of hard to say how much. This is 100, 150, 250, maybe 260, 275. So it appeared that there were roughly 50 to 75 more males have died as of January 1st. I just don't understand. How can that be that far behind? Huh. This is sort of interesting. You know, I think I can actually contact it. Okay, we'll go with what we have here. All right. I just don't understand how come we only have data up through 1/4. Maybe it explains it somewhere. I don't know. Any warnings? Deaths involving COVID-19? Look at this. But it wasn't updated on the 24th. Number of deaths reported in this table are the total number of deaths received and coded as of the date of the analysis. The last week ending date of the data period. So the analysis was done on the 24th, but I don't understand that at all. Okay, so we're going to say if this is correct, then it's data as of January 24th, not January 30th. Okay, January 24th, right? No, January 4th. Oh, I'm sorry. 220. That's okay. That makes more sense. Now I understand. I see, said the blind man. As of so that makes much more sense of it, right? Because that's what it should have been. This have been data as of the 20th. But as you can see, that would have been last Wednesday, last Thursday, says the 24th. So that'd be last Wednesday, is update on Wednesday for the previous week. So we're interested in the end date, okay? We're interested in the end date. That's the week the data was compiled. Okay, so now you can see here, 50 to 75,000 more males have died than females. Now what is? Let's see, total COVID-19 deaths by age group. Source. Let's try this. Okay, what you can see here is 85 and older still count for 150,000 deaths. 75 to 84 is about 135,000 deaths. But the point, if you come down here to the 45, 55 and below, the numbers pretty much fall off the edge of the table. Remember, these are totals as of February 20th. Okay. Now, total deaths and percentages of deaths by age group. This is the good stuff here. Fix some dates. Let's run our first plot. Okay. So you can see here, 85 is still counting for 25% of the deaths. 75 to 84 count for 20% of deaths. So these two age groups account for almost 50% of the deaths. Okay? People 75 and older account for almost 45% of the deaths. Then we add another, say, 15%. Say 7. That's just this is right. This is probably closer. This is 15. So this is probably 12, 16%. So I just say this is 15. So it's 20, and 25 is 45, and 15 is what? I can't count anymore. 45 and 15. Carry the one, 60%. Okay, for those 65 and older, count for about 60% of the deaths. But if we can really hammer these first two groups to the 75 and above, we can reduce the deaths by 45%. All right. My guess is a 65 to 74 probably isn't a good age group because, well, it's too much. Okay. So that's the first thing we look at there. Now let's take a look down here. This looks at the deaths by sex and age group. You can see the females lead in the 85 and over. But from there on down, the males are leading. What about down here? Okay, now we take this group here and we plot it. Okay? Now when you look here, you can see 65 to 74 and 65 to 85 are all showing a decline. Okay? They're all showing a decline. As of, it's hard to say, maybe it's as of February, they started declining in February. Let's see, deaths as a percent of all deaths. Okay. So once again, the percentage, the COVID-19 deaths as a percentage of all major diseases has once again fallen down to about 15%, following a high of almost 30% back in January. Okay? Plot of both total deaths and COVID-19 deaths, heart disease. So, unfortunately, if the death numbers are correct, COVID-19, well, that's one day to go. Boy, it's really close to cancer deaths. Right? Okay, so what's this here now? These are total deaths and COVID-19 deaths. Okay, you see, total deaths is still up here. This is COVID-19 death. Once again, look at the decline in COVID-19 deaths. What's this here then? Okay, this is the 55 and under. You can see the 50. Interestingly enough, the biggest group here is the 34 to 45. Again, this is only spiked at 300 deaths. Okay, what about the deaths during the last 10 days? Okay, So it looks like deaths for the last period, the data is greater than, should be greater than 220. Let's say okay. So you can see the 75 and above are still counting for about 1,600 deaths during the week ending 220. Okay, so that's pretty significant. Okay, so while the deaths continue to be declining, okay, continue to be declining. Uh, we say this is equal. This shouldn't make any difference, right? No. Okay, so it does appear that while the deaths are declining overall, there's still at over 800 for the 75 and from the 75 and over group. There's still close to 1,600 for those two groups, reported as of February 20th, for the week ending February 20th. So that's still not particularly good. Okay, I mean, let's be honest, it's still not particularly good. 1,600 deaths of people 75 and older for the week ending February 20th. I mean, that's still not a particularly good number, is it? Even though the numbers are declining for these age groups, uh, the numbers are still pretty high. But it's mainly, of course, that's because the vaccine really hasn't filtered down to to the nursing homes as much. There's still a lot of senior citizens, probably still a lot of nursing homes are out there waiting to get the vaccine. All right. So while overall cases and deaths are declining in the U.S., and while 75 and older is declining on a weekly basis, the numbers are still pretty high. Okay. So anyway, thanks so much for your time. Hopefully this did provide some information for you, hopefully even a little encouragement. If you have friends or family who fall into this 65 or older age group. So anyway, thanks so much for your time, and we'll catch you later on a different report.